Yes, it might be the start of summer. Yes, it might be warm outside. Although we do get a sprinkler in every day, every now and again here in the UK. However, it's always good to think about the frozen, cold wastelands of Hoth. So today in Ricardian's Lair, we're going to be having a look at the original Hoth figures that came out with Empire, and just a few pointers for when you're trying to pick them up for your collection. So let's get straight to it. Let's start off with our rebels and our heroes. I'll just move Han and Leia to one side while we have a quick look at Luke Hoth. As you can see, that's the main cast of plastic. So these boots are in good condition, but the rub on the points of the boots is where you're going to get your issues. And then on the side, you can get the arm, inside of the arm rubs on the holster, so that's an area worth checking. Oh, he's dead. You look at the back, you're looking for the condition of the belt with all of them, but this is quite nice, the goggles and the paint. And this one is a nice figure. Generally, the whatever this would be called, the scarfy thing, you don't really get much issues with that. And the face and around that area, it can go a bit paler. I've got an example of a rebel soldier that we can have a look at, but they, for me, are definitely that is definitely a nice example. I like that. I never owned this one as a kid, so you know, let's move him out of the way. Bring in Leia. Okay, instead of the black blaster, she's got a blue blaster, and again with this, it's the legs that are cast in that colour plastic, and then it's the boots that are painted on. So you've got the same thing to look out for. I'm pretty sure that this top is painted, and it's the little bit there which is the same colour cast on. I'd have to get an old one and rub that off to be sure. If you know the answer to that, let me know. In fact, I've got an old one here. Yeah, actually, yeah. So it looks like, from that, it looks like that is the colour it's cast in, and then that is painted on. So you're looking for those bits there. But the arms, you shouldn't have any trouble with the arms, except for the little black bit there, because in essence that is the colour of the plastic, and there's no hand rub or anything because it's just all one colour. And then you're then just looking for the details around the hair and the back of the head, because when they lie flat, that there is the area that it will rub over the ears and it might give way. But that's a tidy little layer. Han, what a cool figure. Had this one as a kid, absolutely loved it, and until recently didn't realise that you could just holster his gun, and it is a slightly different gun, so it's definitely worth making sure you get the right one. Imperial Gunnery is probably the best place to go for that. If I scooch his arm around, then it's cast in the blue plastic, so we're looking at making sure the gloves, particularly the knuckle area in this, is where you'll get your paint rub, or you might get it on the fingertips on the inside, and that's the same for both gloves. Nice shiny belt done in silver with the black there, so that looks good. And again, no issues around the legs, because that's where you might get rub if there is any. Don't really get issues around the back of the head or on the back unless it's seriously played with, but you just got to be looking for that right colour in the face, making it a good flesh colour, because sometimes the colour that we used didn't quite stay and sort of faded. So let's move Han to one side. So the other two are rebels making up the gang. Obviously the leg is cast in the boot colour, so you don't really get rub on the boots, but as you can see here, you can get rub on the leg, and that's where the paint goes, because it's this bit that's painted. And oh, this is a raised bar variant, how exciting. You'd never get any problems with the arms unless they're particularly loose, and then it's the little details here that are painted in, and obviously you're looking for the face and the goggles, and so make sure they're all nice and tidy. Again, that's painted in. And then obviously the guy in charge, moustache in good order, and again the same sort of thing with the legs and the arms. And actually it's the boots that could potentially rub here because they're not painted on. That's the original plastic, and it's the boots that are painted on, so you're looking for the toes, and then you're looking for the detail to make sure, because there's just little bits of black that should be in there and around there to make it good. But generally it's not difficult to find good quality figures of this sort. And here's a, so you can see there when we talked about the boot rub, to show the undercolour there, because that's your main colour. Loose arm, which is really poor, but again the face there, it's not a fleshy tone colour now, that's just faded, and I don't know why, but that's faded. So that's a sort of a poor example. That's one that the kids can play with. Right, that's the good guys out of the way, on to the important guys. So dead easy, because he's cast in grey. So have we got nice black shiny boots like the Germans during the war? Has he got nice black shiny gloves with no rub on there? And then have we got the detail around these bits here and on the shoulder? So because that's actually quite fine detail, so they look good, and the fleshy tones around the face. But he's a good example. I kind of like him, he's a nice figure. Snow Trooper, we all love a good Snow Trooper, and there is a couple of variants, but again because it's mostly cast in white, you're just looking for the details, the black's there, and the black is in good order. You will get fading, yellowing on some, because that's just how it works, and the important thing is look for the skirts. Make sure you've not got a repo, make sure you've got a genuine skirt, because they fit in nicely and they look good, but if it's a repo you don't want it. Well, I don't collect repos, and I'll just put this one in as well. I've not bought his gun, but obviously you can see here slight change, because they've actually not gone across the middle bit there and over, they've just done the individual eyes. So that's just something that I find interesting, because I'm sad and lonely. Well, not really lonely, I've got my figures. And then the last ones from Hoth, the attack commanders, attack drivers. Love these figures. These are various guises, but bottom half you shouldn't have to worry about, because it's cast in that colour. When it comes to the top half, you can just see like some of it's a bit thicker paint, some of it's a little bit thinner, a little bit more detailed, and then if I tip that, obviously that's looking nice and white and crisp still and tidy, whereas over here he's faded. The back's not too bad, but the front for some reason is yellowed, so one would suspect he's been on a bedroom shelf and caught the sun a bit too much, one would have thought, maybe. And then he's sort of in the middle, but again you're just looking for that detail. I've seen them go on the back here and here because that's how they've laid flat, but generally, you know, there's a little bit more detail around this, and it's the emblems for me that make it a good figure. If they're still there and they're crisp, then generally the rest of the figure will be, but if they've gone, then other stuff on the figure will be gone as well. Marvellous. So there you have it, a few pointers around the Hoth figures. I have to say I do like the attack drivers. I just think they look pretty cool, especially if they're emblems and the hat, you know, the helmet, that's nice and crisp. And I think if you watch the film back, you never ever see their face on screen. It's only the back of their heads. And obviously with the snowtroopers, make sure you look out for the skirts, because they're loads of reproductions about, and you don't want them. You want good quality original stuff. So good luck with the collecting. Next time, let's do the bounty hunters. Next time we'll have a chat with the bounty hunters. Love those. See you all soon.